Anything that requires structure in your body is being supported by the protein of collagen. It's kind of the framework of what holds you upright.
So when we're looking at maximizing and optimizing longevity, collagen really has to be in the conversation.
Leave-in conditioner as compared to a collagen supplement, two completely different ballparks. One is treating symptoms and one is treating the source.
Does collagen help in the areas of achy joints? The short answer is Hey guys, and welcome back to the Thick Thighs Save Lives podcast. I'm Kelsey.
Hi guys, welcome back to the potty. Get it? It's like a podcast, but like it's a party, so it's like a potty.
But
That's also like a little kid's toilet, so.
Yeah, I was like,
Potty? I don't know, I was
Potty?
thinking of it different. Can we
We
start
talk about
over?
it too money in my house, so it's having a moment over here. But let me tell the rest of you guys that, first of all, welcome to today. Hope you're having a great day. And if you're not, you will by the end of this episode, because
Promise.
a lot of the times you just need to come in and check with your friends and we just talk it out and then you feel better. But
We're gonna talk it
today,
out.
we're going to talk it out. We're
We're
going
gonna
to
do it.
talk to you about collagen being everywhere, it having a moment, and kind of breaking down the benefits. Is it worth it? Is it something that you should spend any time considering or thinking about? Because we have enough things to consider and think about, and we really have to prioritize it. So, what I want you to know is you don't have to do all of that work. You just have to show up to hang out with your friends because we're going to do it for you.
We did the work for you because we're your besties and you deserve the best quality information with no bullshit attached. And one of the things that I love the most about doing supplement episodes is I feel like these supplements have so much clout and they're everywhere and everybody knows their name. They've got these big buzzwords, but when it comes down to like, what does that actually do in my body? Like, how scientifically does this work? And like, how do I know if it's working? And how do I know which one to buy? Because I think a lot of people are being marketed supplements in a way that is a little bit sketch, if I'm being honest, and it's hard to sift through these things. But the worst part is when people get burned on supplements and then they go like, supplements not worth it, waste of money, don't need them. Because sometimes these supplements are gold and they're amazing and we're missing out on them from like being marketed by some shithead that
And
gave
sometimes
us a
they
pink
are
bag.
shit. The thing is that,
Sometimes
like,
they are.
really, in the supplement world, like, you can throw what I don't know the saying, like, throw a coin or something, and hit either one just as close to you. You can hit a absolutely waste of money, don't need that, and actually is more detrimental to your health and fitness goals by taking this supplement, and you can also, just as close to you, find a supplement that is really like a hidden gem, and it's hard to decipher which one of those is going to be a money suck, an additional ton of sugar, and just adding to your cravings and just kind of contributing to all of these other systems that we don't want and taking away from consuming the things that we do. And I think we hit that a little bit when we talked about the fiber episode. So if you want to go back and listen to that one, I think it's really good before we dive into a lot of the supplement talk is to think about some of the pillars in our nutrition and how we're consuming them, because we don't metabolize everything the same way. So even when we're saying like get a bunch of protein in, getting protein from a whole food source is very different than getting protein from a supplemental source. With these protein bars, protein gummies, protein chips, there's like everything. In fiber, same thing. But how we're metabolizing those things and how we're breaking them down within our body structures is very different. So it's not just like, hey, like we're going to talk about collagen today, get as much collagen as possible in any source. It's like that's No. That's a no, and I think on the surface, a lot of people can collagen's been around for a while. We talk about it in so many different ways. We talk about collagen in our skin, how it feels, in our body, lips. There's so many different ways that we can discuss collagen, so I think when we bring it to the surface, a lot of people are like, "Yeah, I can get down with, like, collagen's good." You know what I mean? Like, it's like we can just, like, give it a thumbs up, but there are so many different forms of collagen and really, like, ways that we can get it that are beneficial and ways that are not.
That's that's what happens when people find out that a supplement is effective, all of a sudden, it comes in coffee creamer, it comes in
Sprays.
protein bars, it's a gummy, it's literal and that's what's happened to collagen, is that now you can't get by anywhere without seeing that they can potentially add collagen to anything that you want. And not saying that that's a bad thing, but oftentimes that is an overpriced scam in the way of like, you don't necessarily need it in any gummy form or in your coffee creamer every day. We have better, cheaper, cleaner options. Um, and I
And we just wanna make
want
sure we're actually getting collagen, like, if you look at some of the breakdown of some of these supplements, what you're actually getting for collagen is laughable, and the same thing happens with protein. When you start to think about, like, some things that are marketed as heavy protein and has, like, 5, 6 grams of protein, I'm like, "How did they slap a protein label, like, 'Get your protein in on this,' when, like, you could eat like, a handful of nuts and get the same you know what I mean? Like, it's just, like it's really crazy because, like, that's a really low, like, for the bang for your buck, and the same thing happens with collagen, and a ton of other supplements. You get something that's marketed towards something that's bigger like this, buzzwords, collagen, and you're like, "Oh, okay, that's actually only, like, 2% of what I'm actually taking in," like, bullshit. I took in all of these, like, sugars, I'm drinking a coffee creamer I don't like, and I'm really not getting that much collagen, so I'm not enjoying it, and, like, I'm not actually getting the added benefits that I was looking for.
I'm so glad you said that. That is such a good point. So I want to start with, why collagen is kind of having a moment because it certainly is, not only in the health and fitness space, but also in the beauty space. And whenever the beauty space gets a hold of anything, you are gonna get it for 10x what it actually costs to make. So,
Yeah.
um, it can be a little confusing out there, but I want to kind of discuss first, why is it so hot? Why is it having this moment? And is it worth it? And certainly the very first reason that I think collagen has become top of mind as far as like supplement talk is longevity is having a moment right now.
Thank you,
People,
millennials.
we
I
trying to
really
live
just wanna,
forever.
like, get a round of applause for millennials because, like, millennial women are just, like, seriously killing it. Like,
Killing
I cannot say this in any other way, like, literally just killing it, like, we're looking at women in their 30s and 40s now and just being like, that's not that's not how women not just looked, but, like, moved, like, everything about their energy and vibration and like, is just top notch and just, like, straight queening it, and I think that, like, it's put to the forefront of, like, what are they doing? And trying to figure out, like, what is it that these women are doing because they don't look like how when we were growing up, women in their 30s and 40s and 50s looked and or acted or, like, lift us up and stuff, and we're trying to figure out, like, what the hell is going on. So longevity really has a moment. We also have a ton of, like, research and science and people who are maximizing this. That's the ones I'm talking about, but it's because it is readily available. So when we're looking at maximizing and optimizing longevity, collagen really has to be in the conversation
It
because it
does.
came into the conversation when we started talking about like the health of your hair and your skin and your nails, and, like, all that is fine, but, like, that's all really secondary to the health of your joints and longevity and how you're feeling, how your joints are functioning, how you're recovering, all of these other types of things, and how you're just moving better on a daily basis that then contributes to some of these other things that we're seeing. When we're seeing like these energy levels, the people are working out, that all comes from, the list of things that you're able to do. When you're able to move a little bit better, a little bit less pain free, a little bit less inflammation, and that's what we're gonna start to talk about when we introduce collagen.
So, longevity is trending. Again, women have now come into the supplement conversation for the first time. Supplements used to be for gym bros, just straight up. Then protein started being marketed to women, like almost like we need macronutrients too.
I just, like, I'm on the, like, "Thank you," but, like, also it just is, like, it has to have, like, a giant eye roll for me every time because, like, "Oh, we need macronutrients too." Like, our bodies actually require so much more to function because we have more organs.
Did you think of that one?
Like,
But,
our hormones are
previously
different, like, we just are much more complex.
we built different. But previously,
Well, because men
the
were the prototype. Like, I've decided this.
it's really hard because, when the marketing changed from everything is how to be skinny, that is kind of the shift that we've seen is if collagen didn't have some kind of weight loss benefit, then it wasn't being marketed to women. If protein didn't have a weight loss, lose 5 pounds in 5 days, then it didn't matter. But now we are finally seeing women in the conversation of these supplementation. It's great, but I just wanna caution people that also, there are some drawbacks to women being, marketed directly with supplements in the pink bag trickery and, all the extra ingredients and extra price that you do not actually need in order to supplement collagen appropriately. Anti-aging is also having a moment. We talked about that with longevity. Collagen is
You know what I love about the anti-aging, like, discussion, though, that's new, it feels like? Anti-aging previously was this kind of, like, topical, only
right.
external, like, thing that we needed to almost, like, treat and I just
Wrinkles.
wanna, like, yeah, I wanna put that in, like, everybody's like, the aging is amazing, like, I explained this to my kids of, like, the more number like, the higher your numbers are, the more years of experience you have, so we go over, like, who has the most experience in our family of, like, the oldest person, like, the oldest grandparent down. But I want to because that's really how I'm thinking about aging, but the external focus has been so heavy that now we're looking at aging from less of an external, like, let's figure out how to address these lines and make this look young or whatever, but from an internal process of aging and how that really we start inside and then work to the outside and how much more beneficial and amazing that is. That's where, like, I'm really holding on to collagen because you do see the benefits in your hair, skin, nails, blah, blah, blah. But it's because we are functioning better and we're having the added benefits of those nutrients then coming out. That's just a result of feeling better.
It's so true how anti-aging has gone from a completely topical conversation of like, it's all about wrinkles, like all the things you can see. And now anti-aging has gone way down to a literal cellular level. And like, how can we maximize each individual cell? And that is another theme that we're seeing and why collagen is so hot right now is that naturally occurring aminos and proteins are the top dogs right now. That's why peptides are having a moment. That's the whole entire GLP-1 market. It's like, let's take what the body naturally does and make it do it better. And that is you gotta include collagen in that conversation, and we're gonna tell you kind of like the science of why and how it works on a cellular level, but that's kind of why we're seeing this push for collagen, and I personally, similar to creatine, I am very happy that it is finally getting the clout and attention that it deserves because it is a wildly important amino in your body, and it's a protein in your body that if if you are without it, the the drawbacks and how you function and feel are really, really immense, and I know people that have started collagen and, like, are living a different existence as far as their joint health and their everyday pain. So, it's gotta be in the conversation.
I do just wanna say this when Rachel said, like, I'm glad this is working its way into the conversation. I just want to highlight how authentic that is because we do offer a collagen. It's the only supplement that we offer at CBG, and it's not new. It didn't come in a new package. It's not new at all. We've offered it for probably more than 8 years, and it is the only supplement that we've offered.
Only
And
one.
the only reason why I wanna highlight that is because we're doing an episode on collagen right now. And it has come into the mainstream of like, "Hey, women, you should be having collagen, blah, blah, blah." But we've been here, and this is not the only thing that we've been here. The first episode that we did was Fuck the Scale. So, like, here's the thing about when you listen to our podcast, we should start making predictions for the future of
It's
shit that we were
true.
talking about that wasn't hot in health and wellness, but will be. Just give it 8 to 10.
8 to
Like,
10.
just give it 8 to 10, and then, like, you'll see how it comes along because, like, we have been offering the same collagen. It does not have a ton of it has no sugars, it doesn't have a ton of additive things or no additive things, and it's just pure collagen, and we primarily market to women. Like, this has been here. This has been in the conversation, and the reason why is because we knew about the benefits then. We know about them now. This hasn't changed. It's just gotten a spotlight, and if the spotlight has increased in prices, ours have not. Um, but when you and I'm just genuinely like, I'm not even looking to make this into like, I'm not trying to convince you at all. But if you just look bag to bag of the number of servings that our bag offers to the typical a number of servings for any competitive brand, number one, we're almost double the servings for the exact same price. It's like, it's insane. But because we've been here 8 to 10 years. Like, we have been here and we've been talking to women about the benefits that you could have been experiencing this entire time. I will tell you when Rachel said, like, people notice a difference, like, it's one of those things that, like, it's you don't taste anything from it, it's not added, like, it just, like, it's not anything that is going to substantially be like a pillar in your life that you're like, "I can't wait to taste that." It doesn't taste like anything, but you don't, like, not look forward to it either. My mother-in-law started taking collagen daily, I wanna say about a year ago, and when she ran out, there was, like, maybe a week lapse in between before I got her a new bag, and she noticed the difference. Like, it's just one of those things that she just takes on a daily basis, she puts it in her tea, and she was just kind of doing it, and then went like, "Oh my god, it's only a week," and I notice how I feel that I don't have this thing that I just kind of was passively taking in on a daily basis, but now I notice it and I'm like, "I gotta get my other bag."
I I love that you said, about how it is the only supplement that we sell. We are, not a supplement company, but we felt so strongly about offering collagen because there were so little options out there without any additives and without any sugar. So we were like, this is bullshit. We're all right, we're bringing it in. But
Mostly for us.
mo-
No, but we
mostly
were gonna give it to our friends too.
I'm gonna be honest, we mostly went into development because we couldn't find a good collagen. We were like, "What the hell?" And we kinda made it for ourselves, and then we were like, "Oh, yeah. Oh, it would be best to share." Um, so, you know what I think what I wanna break down is what collagen is actually doing in your body. I don't think people this is the same as many supplements. I think people understand it's beneficial, but they don't understand why. So I wanna talk about what collagen actually is. First of all, it is the most abundant protein in your body, which I don't know if people necessarily are privy to the fact that it's a protein. But all a protein is a series of amino acids folded into a chain. So it's like the way it's folded is determining what its function in your body is. Dr. Ashley explained that better on peptide on the peptide episode, but
Folded
um
in. We're here to just break it down into a way that you'll understand.
think of it like Legos, okay? Think of aminos. Aminos are Legos. Is this just a boy mom thing? Aminos are Legos, and then you can make anything with like the set of 25 Legos. You can make a ship, you can make a car, you can make a house. The way that the Legos are put together is the function of the final thing. So, like, aminos can be put together in a number of different ways in a chain and then folded, and then it's going to have a different purpose in your body. So, collagen is a protein, which is a series of amino acids. What it does specifically, its job, is it is providing the structure for a lot of your things that need the most structure, your skin, your tendons, your ligaments, your cartilage, your bones, and your blood vessels. Anything that requires structure in your body is being supported by the protein of collagen. So think of it kind of like scaffolding. It's what's holding the body together. And it's kind of the framework of what holds you upright, which I don't know if
If
like,
if protein is the building material, collagen is the framework. So
right.
that's what's holding you together. You need both of those things.
So, one of the things that I think is most misunderstood about collagen is that so you scoop it into your tea, as Kelsey said, you drink the tea, and then like it travels magically to the wrinkles, and it's like, hey, wrinkle, get out of there, and it puffs out your wrinkle, and like, look, less wrinkles. Um, does collagen help skin elasticity and therefore fine lines and wrinkles? Yes, absolutely. But that's not actually how it's working. It's not a direct route like how when you take Tylenol, it hits your bloodstream and it hits the inflammation. Like that's not what the aminos and the peptides and the proteins are actually doing. They are telling your body to do the thing. So instead of manipulating the body with a lot of the medication that we've been taking over, the past century, is a manipulation. This is taking something your body's already supposed to be doing and reminding it,
You
hey,
gotta do this.
you're sleeping on the job.
Mhm.
Okay. Your body makes collagen naturally, but not so much after your 20s. It's similar to so many of the functions that we talk about,
Building
melatonin,
muscle, yes. All of these things we know start to decrease at a certain age. That's why we lose bone density. That's why it's more difficult to gain muscle mass. All of these things really take, I don't want to say like a nosedive, but they start taking their steps down. And sometimes we need to remind them of their job. They're workers who have been at the same job for a long time and they start to get a little lazy. So, when we add some of these in there, we say like, "Hey man, you're supposed to be making some collagen. Here's how you do it. Make some more collagen."
bruh, you took
Bruh.
a long lunch and you need to get off lunch now. Put your phone down. It's time to get to work. That's such a good way to explain it with the workers. That's a great analogy. So when you actually consume a collagen, like glow up, what is gonna happen is your digestive system is not gonna just immediately go to the place. Your digestive system is gonna break it down, and then it's gonna break it down into 2 things, amino acids and peptides, and then what's gonna happen is that chain is going to unlock the key to those cells that are supposed to be creating collagen. Stimulating collagen production is the purpose of taking a collagen supplement. It definitely, definitely has a tremendous body of evidence behind it. We wouldn't be talking about anything that didn't. Scientifically, taking type 1 and type 2 collagen in a supplement form is going to stimulate your collagen production in your own body. Ding.
Bing.
Happy birthday to us.
Happy birthday to us, and we want to party with you. So those of you who have been here for a couple years, you know that our party it's like the party of the year, to be
It's
honest
our
with you.
party. We don't cry because it's our favorite time of the year. There is so many sales. Like a bajillion items are on sale. Plus, we came out correct. I really don't know how many more years we can do this, but
I
like
don't
it's
know how
like
we can keep this up, but honestly, we're just gonna keep going until it's certain that we cannot keep it up.
new prints for our birthday. Like it's beyond. You need the new drops. They are so freaking cute. The sale items are the bottom of the barrel prices. You will not see that again this year. So, and I think we have party favors. Do we not?
We do have some party favors beyond the amazing sales, but
Hmm.
definitely check out our birthday. It's going to start this Friday, and we can't wait to celebrate with you guys. So thank you for being here. Thank you for celebrating with us, and we love you. Enjoy. So there you go for just kind of the breakdown of what collagen is and does in your body. But one of the things that was asked in my house as I was giving my mother-in-law her new bag of collagen, um, her husband, Pop Pop, is known
Hey,
in my
pop, pop.
house. He said, like, "What is that? Should I be taking that?" And I
Yes.
kinda side-eyed her because I was like, "You've been taking this every day,
You know,
and and you didn't share it with Pop Pop?"
damn. That's savage. Me, that's
Like, there's
savage.
more bags.
Damn.
And y but, you know,
Cold
it
as
w
ice.
a answering the question, like, what does that do? Should I be taking that? And, you know, he's 76 years old, and she kinda said, like, "Oh, it's for my hair and my skin and my nails," because those are the benefits that she sees. But that's kind of n not that's not gonna hit home for him. That's like, he was like, "I don't give a shit about my nails."
He's got a great head of hair, I'm gonna
Does have
say.
a
I
does
mean,
got a great head of hair, but, like, doesn't give a shit. So, you know, the question was kind of ping-ponged over to me of like, well, you know, what is the actual benefits? And when and this isn't just for, you know, an older population who starts to think about achy joints, but it's one of those that honestly, I in my 20s maybe, I thought like achy joints, that's for when you're in your 70s. Um, Maybe I just never got out of bed or something because aching joints be happening.
achy joints. Oh, man. Achy joints be happening.
So, is it become more painful for our joints as we age? Yes, 100%. But
Yes.
really, does it need to be? Has been the question that many researchers have asked that has really given fuel to the collagen question. Because does collagen help in the areas of achy joints? The short answer to what we're gonna talk about is yes, it absolutely does. So, will you start to see many people that assume that they have arthritis, wear and tear in their joints as they get older just means more pain and that there's no answer to that. That's just kind of one of those things that happens as we age. And I know for so many of you guys listening, you've heard your grandparents say this, you've heard your parents say this, and you have probably said this yourself that this is just one of the things that happen as we age. And when you listen to this podcast, when you listen to some of the things that we're going to talk about ongoing, is that that's not actually an answer. and it doesn't have to be
It's
that
not an
way.
answer I'm accepting, that's for
It's not
sure.
an answer I'm accepting. Well, like, we just previously accepted that, like, once you turn 30, you just don't you, like, stop doing the things that you enjoy because you have, like, achy joints and stuff, like, um, millennials said, like, no, thank you. Number
I
1,
know,
I'm
thank
getting
you.
hotter, I'm getting more fabulous, and I don't have achy joints, so, like, what's up? And I'm, like, gonna keep getting muscle. Give me that protein. So the thing about that is that's not an answer and that's not one that you have to accept because collagen, as you continue to add, as you age and we start to see those workers get really lazy and we add some of that in and start to see the benefits from our joints, we start to reevaluate what is acceptable as we age.
I love that for us. I'm gonna be honest. Now, one of the things that surprised me when I was researching collagen and researching specifically like arthritis and wear and tear on joints, one of the things that really surprised me was I was kind of under the assumption that like you were born with the amount of cartilage you have, and then over the
Yes.
years it wears and wears and wears, and like that's
Then
it,
you're
and
out.
it's just thin. Now it's yeah, we're full out of cartilage here. I mean,
I got no more. And you
like the
hear about people
pegs.
talk about this too. Like you say, like, I just don't have any more cartilage left in my shoulder, my knees. A lot of people, like, and that might be true. That's very true for a lot of people. But like, it seems to be that our thought process behind that was like full out, just done. It's gone. And there's no way to get any back. But is that true?
So that is not the case at all. It's not like your eggs, like you're born with some and then as they go, they just go and that's it. It's cartilage isn't like that. It's actually constantly being broken down and repaired, similar to a muscle. It just happens way slower, which is why people don't think of it the same way as they think of muscles, because muscles tear and repair on basically on hyper mode as compared to cartilage. But every single time that you are engaging in a physical activity, just like muscle fibers, we are breaking down some cartilage. And then the expectation of our body is that, same as muscle tissue, it will repair said cartilage that we have broken down and we will remain at neutral. Um, the problem, obviously, is that those workers that were in charge of doing the repair of the cartilage aren't exactly on their full 40-hour work week. They are taking long lunches. Many of them, and we talked about this in our peptide episode. Many of them have just sort of forgotten their major function. They're
They took
acting
such a long break that when they got back to their computer, they're like, what does this thing do?
what it's almost like they you're right, they took such a long break that they forgot sort of what their main job entailed, and now they're just kinda going around the office, like, filling the water cooler when it's necessary, getting donuts. Like, it's those cells are acting more like a typical cell and not like its main job, which is a cartilage repair cell. So obviously, we kinda know from, just, like, basically basic living that cartilage is kind of that spongy tissue that is like, a shock absorber, right? So without it, the
We're not
shock isn't
absorbing
being
any shock.
absorbed, right?
And when
And then you
people
get
talk about,
that's
like,
pain.
yes, and when people talk about, like, well, this is how I've heard, a lot of, cartilage talk, if you will, is like, well, I played college athletics. I did, a lot of these things that may have contributed to a breakdown of your cartilage at a faster rate. But that's where that conversation ended for some reason, is that like, okay, I had some breakdown of cartilage at a quicker rate, and now I just don't have any more. And
No,
it's like,
no.
for the rest of your life?
No, all that has happened in that scenario is the balance of breakdown and repair has gone off kilter, right? So, like, you were breaking down faster than you were repairing, and that is kind of continuing on, and then you're just sort of accepting the fact that that's a forever sentence, and it's not. It is not, and I think that is the best and most hopeful thing about collagen when it comes to joint pain, is that you are not in a life sentence, you do not have a bad knee, you have not lost the cartilage in your shoulder forever. It's just not repairing at an appropriate rate for how you're using it, but we can manipulate that.
See, here's the thing that I really want you to hear, that because that can sound like a lot of hope, and I want you to hear it for that. But if you
Yeah.
continue on the path of inaction, well, my all of my cartilage has broken down. I don't have any more shock absorbers in my body. So when I move it, I'm in a lot of pain. All very true. But
Yes,
the
true.
thing is, continuous inaction to something like that will yield the same results as not repairing your cartilage. Like, that will yield the same results. So if you do nothing about it, yes, your knees will continue to hurt. You will continue to not have any absorption. You won't that will be completely true. But the tricks are out there, which is why we make this and talk to you about this in very different ways, because there is hope out there that we can start to reproduce. We can start to feed those cells, remind them of their jobs, get some collagen in, start to repair and develop some of your cartilage so that you then start to feel better. Everyone sees kind of like some the end result. I started taking some collagen, I feel better. We're going to explain why, but it's just that if you are experiencing any of these other things and you say like, well, I've just been saying I've had a bad knee for 10 years. The good news is that that's not the end of that story.
That is the great news, in my opinion. And that is honestly, like, yeah, are there more popular supplements that than collagen that we could sell? Absolutely. Protein
Yeah.
is like 1,000 times more popular. But the fact is that protein in and of itself doesn't get people out of pain. And we wanted to set like our very first and only priority was like, this is a game changer for people that have joint and connective tissue pain. And like, we can help with that. Like, why wouldn't we be? And we can do it without a whole bunch of shit in it too. Because I do want to mention, if in case people are wondering, those cartilage, the benefits there are is a mainly it's type 2, right? Yeah, type 2 collagen is because there are 2 types, type 1 and type 2. Type 2 collagen is really going to be the main precursor when it comes to telling your body to repair cartilage on a more regular and faster basis. And Glow Up has type 1 and type 2 collagen in it. So I just wanted to mention that. Next, I want to talk about tendons and connective tissues because this is largely a performance based thing. And I want people to understand that, like, everybody's talking about muscle and muscle building and how important that is. And, like, yes, finally, all of a sudden, we've been saying it. But what we often forget is you can build up muscles to pretty much as large as you want to build them. But if you do not have the support in your tendons and connective tissues, you will plateau your muscle growth. Muscles do not act alone in a vacuum. They are fully supported by tendons. So, like, if you are at, say, like a lifting plateau with your squats or your deadlifts or literally any functional lift, and you feel like, geez, I feel like I could lift this or I should be able to lift this at this point, but something's holding me back. Likely what we're experiencing here is tendons that are weak and cannot support the load that your muscles actually can support.
I love that you said that because almost uh, very rarely are we kind of failing lifts because we have reached our maximum um, ability from our muscles to actually lift that. We have really
Almost
maxed
never.
out. It's almost never. And I think
Almost
a
never.
lot of people listening to this is like, no, well, when I start to feel like some pain here and there, like that's when I start to be like, okay, that's enough. And when it comes to your tendons and ligaments, those are going to send some of those receptors. And if they're not able to sustain the load, then essentially that's where you're done, right? That's where you're done building, that's where you're done breaking down muscle tissue, muscle fibers to then build because you're not able to sustain that load essentially. And that's a structural issue, and it when we start to talk about, and I love that you said, I love that protein has taken a front, I love that muscle has taken a front seat, but we can't really talk about both of these things without also talking about the health of your tendons and ligaments because they are the support there. So if we're looking at building a ton of muscle, but we're not looking at caring for your tendons and ligaments as we're doing that, we're not going to balance both of those things out.
It's so true, and muscles, they have this big, like, they're in the front seat right now because in the big scheme of things, muscles actually react and grow really fast when compared to some of the other systems in your body. Like, you can develop and recover your muscle tissue way faster than you can develop and recover your tendons and ligaments. So that is why people will often plateau because they have been able to have this speedy muscle building process. Speedy in the you guys know what I mean. Like, I mean, obviously it takes a lot of time to build muscle, but like in the big sense of things, um, it's one of the faster growing systems because of the blood supply that muscles get. It's got rapid nutrient turnover, whereas tendons and ligaments are slow as fuck to recover. They don't have that same blood supply going to them. So it takes them way longer.
It absolutely does, and you really don't ever, like, I don't wanna say, like, think about them or give them the attention. I know that, I have been building muscle for years and focusing on that and really did not give as much attention to tendons and ligaments as I maybe should have been. It was just wasn't in front seat until I got pregnant. And one of the first things that I noticed when it came to limitations was when like running as my belly got bigger and heavier, I couldn't handle the ligaments were the ones that gave out first. Couldn't handle the weight. My muscles were fine, but because they're much slower at adaptation, during pregnancy, like, you get a lot of, like, frontal weight quickly, as far as, like, weight goes, it just happens very quickly, and, like, they weren't keeping up, so when it came to impact things like running, it was like they were not. They were holding, and I could feel that, and I said, like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna back off on there because this is, a short period of time that, you back off on those on certain things," but when it comes to, caring for those, what we wanna look for from collagen, what type is that? That's type 1. So when you're looking at caring for tendons and ligaments and we're looking to support those, we're looking for type 1 collagen. So when we look at supplementation, because we're gonna wrap this back around. When we look at supplementation and like what if something just has collagen in it, we're just gonna consume it, right? So there's different types, and you wanna make sure for your goals and for what your focus is, and for maybe what you're noticing and feeling on a daily or weekly basis, like what the problem that you would like to solve, you wanna make sure you're looking for the right thing.
That's so true. Um, that's why the bucket of like, here's collagen in your coffee creamer. Like, yeah, what
Spray it on your
type
face,
and how
spray it
much?
I
It's
recently saw I've never
crazy.
seen that before, the, like, spray, and I was like, "Oh, of course there's a spray now."
For crying out loud.
Just everywhere, it's a little collagen.
I do want to mention when it comes to supplementing collagen that studies have shown consistently that because the body sort of needs a reason to do things, um, if you
'Cause
want
it's got a lot
the
of stuff to do.
it's got stuff.
It's got
It's
stuff to do.
got plans.
Yeah.
The brain is like a real thing up there that is like always doing stuff and things.
Breathing.
And your body is not going to necessarily focus on something that isn't showing a signal or a need. So, consistently across the board, what studies have shown when taking collagen is the signal for your body to send it to repair connective tissue, joints, tendons, all of these things is movement. If your body is experiencing the stimulus of being asked to grow and adapt in movement, and it has the appropriate aminos and nutrients and proteins to grow what you're asking it to, it will. But if you are s if you so I don't wanna say that there's no benefits in taking collagen and not working out. There absolutely is. But what studies have shown is the fastest and most complete joint and connective tissue repair that you can get from collagen is if you signal your body that it needs to repair joints and tissues, and that is through adaptation through movement. So even like, any type of exercise is gonna yield you better results when you're taking your collagen supplement.
Play that back. That's all that's all I have to say to that is just play that back because everything will function better with movement, and I when we start to talk about, like, our older population and the fact that I think it's, like, 8% of, people over 75 are meeting the movement requirements or suggestions, to live a healthy lifestyle. I think it's really low. I think it's, like, 8%. When we're looking at that and we're looking at the fact that, like, of course, they need, joint, support and all of these things. If we're not sending those signals that we need to repair, those lazy ass workers are not repairing stuff, but we're not
You
telling them
can
to.
send in all the materials and say like, "Alright, get to work on the house. I gave you everything you need." But the fact is that they're not gonna work if they don't have a reason to, right? And your body signals the reason from the adaptation that is needed from the challenges that you give it. So yes, all the building materials will be there if you supplement collagen, but will the workers use said materials? More likely if they're forced, basically. I do want to talk about skin for a second because I don't want to completely ignore it. I put it last because, to be honest, in the whole entire conversation of like whether you move better with more shock absorption and whether you can lift heavier and better with
Be in less pain when
tendons.
you get out of the bed and put on your shoes or
Who
the
gives a shit about your wrinkles in that? You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like when we're talking about top down, but it is not really a thing to ignore because collagen is so important in your skin. It is your largest organ, and the health of your skin is actually a major marker in your overall health. So, yes, collagen production goes down. You've been told this in multiple marketing schemes for creams and lotions. Yes, after 35, your collagen production significantly decreases, just like it does for all of the other joints and connective tissues that we've talked about. But, um, what happens to your skin when you get less collagen is that it is dry AF. People over 35 know this. All of a sudden, they turned into a raisin for some reason.
Yeah, and you're like and you start to look at all of your lotions that you've been using this entire time, and it's like, "What have you been doing?"
What?
All of a sudden, you don't work anymore, and the answer is
I paid
yes.
$85 for you,
Yeah. Like,
you
I
bitch.
started to look at, like, my, like, lotion that had been working the same, and you start to go like, "Well, my skin's the same, you're the same, what's happening?" But your skin isn't the same because you're actually looking at you have a different formula, and you have to treat it differently, and you can get that glow back and better, but you do have to start to treat it a little bit differently.
So, noticing hydration in your skin going down, elasticity is largely a hydration problem. Noticing that your hair isn't quite as thick, noticing that your nails break easier. These are results of less collagen being produced in your body. And again, it's that same reason. You didn't lose the collagen. It's not under the bed somewhere. It's just that the cells responsible for producing it are on that long lunch, and again,
What I
signaling
want you to
them.
what I want you to think about when you get some of that information, though, when you get some of the information with drier skin and brittle nails and your hair is looking much drier and it's breaking easier, it's thinner. What I want you to think about instead of like these are things that I need to fix, but information that I'm gathering. And when we see external information, that's our body giving us internal information externally. So when we get those, that really is information that you don't need to just treat topically because you're getting that information from internal sources because you're not producing quite as much collagen, maybe not enough. And those are the results of that. So instead of thinking like, well, I'm just going to get, the gel nails all the time or like just treat my hair. I really want us to get that information and start to think about what is happening internally because that's next level. Because when you start to
Next
make
level.
those adjustments, you're not just treating the information that you're being given, you're actually going to the source and saying like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 skin, we need to start producing more hydration here because like we're looking a little dry instead of just like more creams. I
More
need more
creams,
creams."
more times a day. That's what I'm saying, like, leave-in conditioner as compared to a collagen supplement, 2 completely different ballparks. One is treating symptoms and one is treating the source. So, like, yes, this I think health and wellness is moving in this direction. I feel really good about that. But going to a cellular level with our like ailments and saying like, but why? But why? Is really an exciting piece of science because like leave-in hair treatments and gel nails, like they're not addressing the why in the first place. Um, One other question that I have a lot of people ask when they start a supplement like collagen, because it is a protein, they are like under the impression. So, for example, in a scoop of our collagen, which is Glow Up, there is 7 grams of protein. Okay. However, we are not counting this protein as the same as, say, like a food source protein or a whey protein, because proteins, yes, collagen is a protein and so isn't protein, whey protein, for example. But that, remember I told you the Legos, right? So all a protein is just a chain of aminos that has a specific structure and a job. Whey protein has the job of muscle repair, and collagen protein has the job of connective tissue repair and joint repair and cartilage. 2 different functions. So you cannot say, "Oh, I got 7 grams of protein today from my collagen, and that's why I hate this marketing so much." Because they're saying, "Oh, you get your protein and your collagen," and they're tricking people. No, you still need to be meeting your daily protein goals, and we're not counting the protein that you're getting from collagen because that's off to do a different job. If you have muscle growth goals with your protein, which everybody should, collagen alone is not enough because that is a protein that is off to do a different
It's
job.
doing a
It's
different
not
job.
muscle
Yeah.
it's yeah,
Mhm.
it's not building muscle.
Yeah, we really have to we want these, well, not only we just want these, the marketing can be very tricky. Honestly, the science behind it can be very tricky. Our body is a really complex, amazing, organism that we're all trying to just figure out as we go and, trying to maximize and figure that out. So I really want you guys to just understand that, like, those are different sources, they have different jobs, and you still need to be getting in your 20, 30 grams of protein per meal, from your food sources, and that any of the protein that you see within the collagen source is not the same.
Not the same. So, because people constantly ask me, should I take a catch-all supplement like that claims it has protein and collagen all in one shake and look at all of the things I'm getting? Um, I would just, in my experience, the answer is no because The problem is the marketing, not so much the supplement itself. Now, could it have a bunch of additives and stuff like that? Yeah, sure. But let's just say we had a whey protein, real clean, and it was mixed with a collagen supplement, and you take one scoop and the whole thing is like, look at all the protein you're getting in the day. The problem of that is that, as we said, collagen boasts its own protein, and they're gonna try to count that in the label. So if a collagen and a protein supplement comes and says, "This has 20 grams of protein per serving," but it's not 20 grams of the protein that is the muscle building protein. It's only 10, right? Let's say it's split half and half. You're getting 10 grams of protein from collagen, 10 grams from a whey protein source. That's not 20 grams. And I don't want people to count it like that. So that's why I don't like the catch all supplements, because they confuse people into thinking that they're meeting their protein goals when they're not, because the collagen is added into their supplementation. So just in my experience, I would separate them just so you can keep your numbers clean and separate. Like, if you need to supplement, I love protein from food, but like if you need to supplement, that's great. But that's its own thing. This collagen does not, we're not putting those together and counting them as one. So, like, I prefer this on its own rather than in a catch all supplement.
100%, and when you're adding it in, like, you could put them in the same drink for sure. You could, if you're saying, like, "This is my," that's what I have, done post-workout, putting them into the same drink, like, yeah, 100%, but get them from different sources so that you are actually sure what you're putting in to, whatever concoction you're putting together, or if you're taking it separately, like, you wanna make sure, like, you understand, like, you're getting this number of grams of protein that you are supplementing in, and you're getting this collagen that you're supplementing in, and you're not lacking in one area, because a catch-all is it's gonna be lacking. And honestly, most of them have just a ton of extra additives in there that you think, like, the more the merrier, I'm just putting it all in one, and it's just not. So if we really continue to isolate it and then put it in the same drink, blend it up, do whatever, but get the sources separately.
Hey, you.
Thanks for getting in touch with the Thick Thighs Save Lives podcast.
We love your questions and adore hearing from you.
Leave us a hello,
A burning question,
feedback.
or anything else you want to share with us on the podcast.
We will play your message live on air if we can.
Thanks for being an amazing friend. Stay safe and moving.
And then the other thing that I want to mention when it comes to, like, when should I be seeing some results, or like when should I be taking the supplement? First of all, the time is the time you'll take it. All right. I'm going to say that till I go to my grave. What is the best time for collagen is the time that you will consistently take it. So I don't care if that's a morning, if that's a night, it doesn't matter to me. Um, but what I want people to understand about collagen is it's a bit of a slow roll game, because we preface this with cartilage repairs really slow. Tendons repair really slow when compared to other systems like muscles, for example. They
And
just have
when
less
you get
blood.
some of that, even the physical feedback is a little bit slower. So when you're looking for some of the benefits, like in your hair and nails and skin, and that's information that's happening externally from internal sources, right? So you need to leave time for like internal first, then it moves to external. So it's not like you start collagen one day and then the next day you're like, wow, silky hair. Like,
My
it's
knees
not
are really moving. Look at
it's
them
not
go.
going to have like a rapid effect like that, where like honestly though, I'm gonna say this straight up to you guys. Some of the things that are the most beneficial, you will never see them have that quick an immediate effect like that. Like, it just doesn't work like that. That's the same thing as like, I have an Air Bunny's unhealthy meal, and all of a sudden I've gained 20 pounds. Like, that's not how that works. You don't have a great workout and then come out with 10 pounds of muscle. Like, none of those things that are actually effective work in that way. And collagen is the same way. So I don't want you to think like, I start taking my collagen, and even by next week, you're like, I feel better. Some people see results very quickly, and that is going to depend on a lot of factors. That's gonna depend on, number 1, age, where your baseline is, what your daily intake is, your movement. Like, there's so many different factors that are going to influence how quickly you might be able to see results from things like this. That's gonna vary along the spectrum. So, we recommend a minimum of 8 to 12 weeks before deciding on whether you're seeing or feeling benefits, because honestly, b collagen is a long-term game.
It is.
You're in it for the long play. It's for longevity, it's supporting those systems, it's a slow intake. So if you're going to really make a decision, you should give it that amount of time. That having been said, a lot of people see benefits long before then and will report on those, but it's very individualized.
Definitely. So if you like, for example, if you get a bag of collagen, like a glow up, give it the whole bag before you make any decisions because it is that slow roll game. The other thing that you can do is that's important is you want your vitamin C to be at an adequate level. Most people, I will say this, most people, if you eat berries, if you eat citrus, if you eat peppers, like you're good probably on your vitamin C levels with a balanced diet. But if for any reason you might be lacking vitamin C, collagen, it will not be as effective because think of so vitamin C is kind of like the truck that brings the workers, right? So if like we're still in the worker scenario, it is kind of
I
the
love when my
vehicle.
cells are workers. That's what they are.
Get to work. I'm out here working. What are you doing? So the importance of vitamin C definitely in studies has been shown over and over. If people are deficient, their collagen supplement isn't quite as effective because it's not being delivered as quickly, the vitamin C being the delivery method. So like probably you're good, but if you need a modest supplement as far as the vitamin C goes, that's definitely going to increase. And like don't fall for any magical proprietary supplements. Type 1 and type 2. That's what you need in collagen. Nobody has come up with anything that is going to make that better, speedier, faster, more awesome. It's type 1 and type 2 collagen. That's it. And in I would say start anywhere like 8 to 15 or like I like 10 for most people.
10 grams of
So
collagen?
yeah, like in a day,
Absolutely. Yeah,
I'm
so, like,
saying.
how am I gonna maximize my collagen supplementation? Number 1, you're gonna make sure you're having about 10 grams of collagen per day. That would be
Both
great.
types.
Types 1 and 2. Make sure you're getting, 1 and 2 because you need both of those things. Make sure you have an adequate amount of vitamin C. Make sure that you're eating enough total protein because if we have the supplemental, but we don't have the structure, right, we're really lacking. And then use your body. Use your body, move your body, lift, walk, run, move, do all of the things. When it comes to how you're getting in, what time of the day, obviously that's for you to decide. Personally, for me, I do it first thing in the morning. I don't care when you do, but I want to give you a couple options so that you don't have to be creative about it. You do not taste collagen if you put it into your coffee. It's in my coffee right now. So, I put it
Completely
into my coffee.
flavorless.
It's completely flavorless. So if you wanna put it into your water, for example, you can do that. I know that, like, I'm gonna drink my coffee, I should be drinking my water is here as well, and if I forget in the morning with my coffee, because sometimes my morning gets a little bit weird, I put it just in my water, but I know that I will consume that a lot slower throughout the day, so that's just my thought process behind that. If you wanna make sure that you take it in kind of a condensed form and you wanted to put it in your shake post-workout or whenever it is that you have a shake or a smoothie, I know that my mom puts it into she loves smoothies all year round. She like, well, I don't like to just dirty up it doesn't matter, but I don't wanna dirty the thing. Bzz, I'm like, I don't know why that's a stopper for me, but it remains.
Everyone
Sh
knows you're making a smoothie.
Yeah.
Everyone knows. Then they all start coming. What's that? The
It's
blender?
true. What's in there? I'm like, "Jeez."
Get out of here.
It's for me only. You have enough collagen. Um, but if you wanna put it in shake or smoothie, if you wanna put it in, what I've done before is in my yogurt. So, like, put it in yogurt, put a little chia seeds in there, mix it all in. I'm telling you, it is flavorless, so you can put it in any of these things without noticing, without it having that kind of, like, weird, you guys know what I'm talking about, that weird taste that, like, I tried protein coffee recently. I don't know why I did this, but I did, and I was like, "This has this weird, like, fake taste to it," and,
What's
like, "Why
that?
did I do this?"
And it lasts too. It, like, lasts on your tongue, like, it does like, I don't know, it's like an aftertaste.
Yes,
No, I love listen, we couldn't find a great collagen on the market that was flavorless and completely dissolved in something like water, like, they wanted
without
you to
sugar.
put it in
Mhm.
these yeah, they wanted you to put it had to be in these thick mixes or it wouldn't dissolve, and believe me, I took them all. Our collagen was developed because of all of those problems. So it doesn't taste like anything. It has literally no sugar. It has no taste whatsoever. I drink it in water. It's flavorless and it completely dissolves. So like no chunks, no little sandy
Well,
tastes,
that's the
like
thing when you put it in with your coffee. I'm really at the end here, but, like, you can see at the end, there's nothing at the bottom of my cup,
no
and there
clumping.
is no chunks that are, like, remaining in there. There's nothing that's stopping at the bottom, and I had a full scoop of collagen in hot coffee. So, like, like, if you have any experience with other supplements, you know that, like, you do something like that and you're like, "Well, now I'm" like, it just, like, is stuck, and then you get, like, big chunks in it, nothing. Or you look at the bottom and you're like, "Well, did I get any?" Because it's just, like, sitting at the bottom there, and then you're kinda like, "Well, is this a waste of money?" Because I understand there's benefits from it, but when I'm putting it in the things that I'm drinking, like, I'm not actually like, what do I take a spoon at the end of that? Like, I won't have a spoon sitting over here. I've been drinking this throughout the podcast. It's not sitting at the bottom of your stuff, and you're like, "Well, I didn't actually get the benefits of it because I'm not consuming it's at the bottom of my cup."
Should we give like I don't know, like
A little discount?
a
So
little
here's the
like
thing about our collagen, and honestly, like, you guys know, like, we'll never tell you anything that's not true. Um, the thing about our collagen is obviously we believe in it, but you can also have it on a subscription basis so that you don't have to think about it, because one of those things. Am I the only one out here? I don't even order my paper towels. They're on a subscription, which I can never get right though, like, with how quickly you use something. With collagen, you can actually get it right.
yes.
Like, unless you have someone in your house
It's
that starts
math.
eating it without you telling you, that's the only other way. But other than that, like,
That's why
you
Pop Pop doesn't have a bag.
so my mom
He's gonna
so
throw
true.
off the ratio.
See, no, it's true. She had a science behind it.
Mhm.
But this is one of those things that you can put on a subscription and forget about it and just use on a daily basis, and then when you run out, it just shows up at your door, and that's one of the things that, as women and just humans on this planet, but, like, we have enough things to think about. And when we're breaking down this episode, because, like, it's like, is collagen one of the things that I need to be putting in, my diet on a daily basis? We've decided, yes, it's one of those pillars that is important, but we don't want you to have to think about it. We want you to be able to put it on a thing, have it show up when it's ready, and you don't have to make anything fancy to take it in. You could put it in things that you're already doing, or you could put it in your water, you could put it in juice, you could put it in your smoothie, whatever it is you decide, but you don't have to change anything about your daily process to add in collagen aside from this motion. This is it. You don't have to do anything else. And you don't have to think about when you start to run out, like, oh, shoot, I need to get that. Like, we'll take care of that for you. So that's like the reason why we did this. So yeah, I would love to give a discount for
Let's do
you,
it.
for you
Let's
guys
do
to
it.
be
Do you
able
want
to try it if
what
you
is
want
it?
it.
Podcast? Podcast?
Let's do podcast.
Okay. Put in your discount code of podcast and get some money off your first bag of collagen because we believe in this. We obviously believe in our product the most because this is the one that we have tried
Because
and
it
true
went through the
tested.
most testing ever.
But honestly, collagen is not just hype. It absolutely has the benefits that it is being sold under, but you just don't need anything special. So, yes, you should be taking it. Yes, I would love if you tried Glow Up, but realistically, just don't be fooled by anything that's marketing scams and everything. I want you on a daily collagen.
And look at the, I just one last plug. Look at the servings. So if you find something that's cheaper, like, just look at the number of servings because I obviously did some market research. I think ours is 50, what is it, 52?
58.
58. 58 servings in a single bag. So when we think about, like, when people do, like, oh, subscription, usually do 30 because they do it on a monthly basis. We get 58 servings within a single bag. So it's just, all I'm saying is, you don't have to believe me, you don't have to believe Rachel, but when you just look at what's out there, keep in mind there's 58 servings in our bags, and when you're looking at anything comparable, you can do it. You just understand we crush them every time. It
Every
no
single time.
competition.
Every single time we are the cheapest, no matter how you slice it. Cheapest and best quality. So, it's up to
Sometimes I
you, but if
wonder
you
what are we doing here?
I know. Well, we're
We
offering
want you
something
to
that
feel
works to our
better.
friends.
Yeah.
Exactly. Always been the goal. It's never
And
been
literally every
anything else.
person in my family takes it. Like, my mother takes it, my mother-in-law takes
Same.
it, apparently not pop-up, but, my
Oh,
fiancé takes it.
I'm gonna send Pop a bag. It's gonna just show up anonymously, just addressed to Pop. I want you to feel better, sir. And you know what? You don't have to share her bag. So use the word podcast as your discount code. Come try our collagen. If not, then get on a collagen. I just want you feeling better, and this has science behind it. We hope you have enjoyed this deep dive into the protein that is collagen. And if you would like to keep on going,
No, you have
get
to point this way.
oh, sorry. Watch our next episode on YouTube. We would love to have you keep on learning and keep on growing with us. Thank you.